I begin today by acknowledging the Bangala and Nao people who are the traditional custodians of this land that we are meeting on today, and we pay our respects to their elders. I extend that respect to the ancestors of this land and of the sea that surrounds us, and to our Aboriginal and Islander people here today, and to everyone who's at this rally today. Thank you.
Okay, so I'd like to welcome Lisa to the stage to share a story of one of our nurses in our community that has had some things happen. And we're all about, obviously, all the signs that are around us today, guys. There's been a lot of time and energy that has gone into this. I just want to explain that. A lot of these signs that are placed on little, tomato stakes, they're vaccine injuries in our country that are happening every day with cardiomyopathy, lots of different things that are happening. So we encourage you to have a look through these to see, what exactly is happening, because we aren't getting this information through our proper media channels or mainstream media channels. So we're trying to show to you what really is going on, and we're hopeful that that will make you able to have a decision about what you want to do. This isn't, and I want to make it very clear, this is not anti-vax. A lot of people in town have a perception that this is an anti-vax rally. It certainly isn't. It's about choice. It's about freedom, and it's about making an informed decision about your own medical situation. So that's what we're here about. I want to make that very clear. Whoever's here today that is vaccinated, we love you, we welcome you. Whoever's not, we love you, we welcome you. This is about stopping the division and bringing us back together. Thank you, Lisa.
I'm now going to share another nurse's story. She will remain anonymous, but here it is. Everyone likes to believe in the system they work for, no less when it's healthcare, particularly when staff dedicate blood, sweat and tears to provide exceptional care despite the challenges of an overburdened system. The past 20+ months have highlighted concerns beyond my wildest dreams. I am sure most nurses can recount instances where they have challenged and asked questions that have saved a patient from harm or death. There are also undeniably instances where failure to ask questions has resulted in poor outcomes for patients. The very basic of healthcare and science is to ask and continue to ask questions and evolve as evidence changes. What I have seen over the last 20+ months is a slide into a frightening groupthink, eliciting dismissal of even basic questions about our management of the pandemic. Nurses with legitimate questions and concerns are too scared to speak up for fear of being ostracised, mocked, setting an exceptionally dangerous precedent. Healthcare should welcome questions, as should science. We should always be able to justify what we do. The absolute contribution of the medical profession now largely towards a segregated society is something I never believed I would see in my professional career, given the principles of nursing, law and ethics, purported provision of universal care. We care for those who have chronic illnesses due to lifestyle factors, those who have committed crimes, those who have abused substances in themselves, those who abuse and assault staff, many of whom burden the system through their choices. All of these patients I have seen treated with the care, compassion and respect that make up the core principle of nursing. Never have I seen any of these patients treated with the disdain and disrespect being provoked against those who are choosing to remain unvaccinated at this time or forever for a multitude of reasons, and it sickens me that the nursing and medical profession has been led that way so quickly, when we should be the very profession standing in the way of any discrimination, segregation and promotion of ignoring any evidence and science that contradicts our narrative. When patients experience events such as severe changes in mobility and cognition, increased cases of sepsis, stroke or heart attack, any possibility that it was related to recent shots was dismissed. While these incidences may very well have been coincidences, The absolute outright denial and lack of data collection was staggering and may mean we will never know the true statistics. I expect as we entered this vaccination phase, we would be promoted to log any events that occurred within the first days to weeks post-administration, and they would be investigated, or that the doctors were prompted under a very strict reporting guideline. If someone presented to the emergency department, should it not have been a routine question that we were obligated to ask and document given the nature of the vaccine development? I naively, wholeheartedly believed that as a healthcare system we would actively be looking for potential harm and be applying caution. All we were repeatedly told was that they were safe, for pregnancy, then safe for teenagers, and now here come the children. It became hard to get my head around how we could possibly know with so much certainty with the limited data we had. As the pandemic management rolled on, I was increasingly concerned how much of a narrow focus there was on the only one solution, the vaccines. It would be the holy grail. Continue to lock people out from seeing their loved ones, keep people masked, isolated and locked down. The solution was coming. It seems we dug a hole so big that we as a medical system at all costs will not look at the possibility that we are doing harm to thousands of people. It has broken my heart to watch the principles of healthcare and nursing disintegrate over the last 20 plus months. I don't know how any nurse can stand by the coercion and harm that is happening, and it is incredibly concerning that those nurses who would have been the fiercest advocates for their patients have now been removed from the system for advocating for themselves. This will only further contribute to the groupthink mentality, and frightening amount of professionals left seem to be well aboard the freight train of this narrative moving towards segregation with no sign of it slowing down. How is it not concerning to every health professional that we are largely going against the very immunisation handbook that should be our Bible in these circumstances is beyond alarming. It is also alarming the onslaught of media and healthcare establishment. The healthcare establishment is discrediting anyone as an anti-vaxxer or conspiracy theorist who have concerns over the fact we only have limited data and are seeing vaccine reactions with our own eyes.
And for our freedom. We have our whole life ahead of us, and it is getting taken away at a blink of an eye. My brother has a dream to play AFL, but he may never get to stand in an oval in the next couple of years, and that breaks our hearts. Mamas out there, this is about your kids' future. I'm grateful for you today, for your voice and your presence. It's what's going to get us to the end. This is tearing families apart. This isn't about health. This isn't about protecting us from a virus that has a 99.9% survival rate, which is basically the flu. This is about money and control. Since when has $1 million reward for putting an experimental jab into your body been about health? Vax or not, we should all accept each other's decisions and love each other more than we did before all this started. They are trying to get us all to conform, but we will not. I pulled out of school this year to find my tribe, to find myself, and to find out what I really wanted to do with my life. Coming out of school, I have never realised how really structured it is. Now I'm simply able to learn, have a voice. They don't teach us about the Constitution, the Nuremberg Code, what happened with the Nazis and the Jews, which is similar to what we're going through now. They teach us about how vaccines are good, how they protect us, and how we should show compassion to people that have to wear a mask, so we have to wear one too. History repeats itself if we don't learn from it. I now run 2 businesses, work 2 jobs, whilst learning very valuable life skills. I believe we should all have a choice. They can keep pushing us, but I will never give up or give in. Stand tall, stand strong, spread love, not hate. It's what's going to get us through this together. Thank you for listening. I will now pass it over to Nate.
Hi, my name is Nate. I'm here today to stand up stand up for my rights and freedoms, the thing my great-great-grandpa fought for in the war. Today my future is at stake, not only for my future football career, but my travel opportunities, my education and seeing the people I love. Over the past few years, I've missed a lot of opportunities, including my state sports, family holidays, and this year catching up with family for Christmas. Because I don't want to take an experimental jab that has no long-term safety data. I'd probably have a higher chance of dying from a head injury than COVID. I know at least 3 boys in Port Lincoln that have been diagnosed with myocarditis, which is not a mild heart condition. I strongly believe that this segregates families, in particular mine, and it has to stop. I don't want this to stop me from seeing my nana, and I'm sure you don't want it either. Let's stand up for our basic rights, basic human rights, before it's too late. Thanks, Nate.
Wow.
Wearing masks significantly increases heart rates on an average of 9 beats per minute, with breathing rates. The aforementioned physiological and subject physical effects of masks on healthy people at rest and under exertion give an indication of the effect of masks on sick and elderly people even without exertion. Neurological side effects and dangers. Depressive self-experience, reduced participation, social withdrawal, and lowered health-related self-care, headaches, local acne, mask-associated skin irritation, itching, sensations of heat and dampness, impairments and discomfort predominantly affecting the head and face. The mask also causes an impaired field of vision, especially affecting the ground and obstacles on the ground, and also presents an inhibition of habitual actions such as eating, drinking, touching, scratching and cleaning the otherwise uncovered part of the face, which is consciously and subconsciously perceived as a permanent disturbance, obstruction and restriction. Wearing masks thus entails a feeling of deprivation of freedom and loss of autonomy and self-determination, which can lead to suppressed anger and subconscious constant distraction, especially as the wearing of masks is mostly dictated and ordered by others. Social and sociological side effects and dangers. Experts point out that masks disrupt the basic human communication, verbal and non-verbal. The limited facial recognition caused by masks leads to a suppression of emotional signals. Masks therefore disrupt social interaction, erasing the positive effects of smiles and laughter, but at the same time greatly increasing the likelihood of misunderstanding because negative emotions are also less evident under masks. So I just heard anecdotally the other day a story of somebody was masked up and just took it upon themselves, when they walked past somebody, they would just say, "Smiling." Just, how else would you know?
You know, after almost 2 years, I still haven't met that mythical anti-vaxxer that the mainstream media keeps rolling on about every day. What I have met are people like you. Have a look around you. There's old people, young people, there's rich, poor, black, white, gay, straight, from the left, from the right, vaxxed, unvaxxed. We're a hugely diverse range of normal everyday people who have one thing in common. We care. We care about our families, we care about our friends, we care about our neighbours, we care about our futures, and we care about how we're going to survive, how we can support ourselves, how we can support one another. And perhaps most of all, we care about our children. Eyre Peninsula is known for its strong, passionate communities. We're here for each other. Have a look at the disasters that we've managed to get through. And nothing has ever threatened our unity or that cohesiveness until now. We're the people trying to hold together our precious communities, while a corrupt and broken system is doing everything it can to tear us apart. Fear and division's always been the mainstay of our governments. And so if we have a system that's deliberately trying to separate, isolate and mandate until our communities are fractured and divided, then we have a golden opportunity to come together in a new and better way. If the system's broken, well, how about we create a new one? A parallel community, a heart-based community, a good old-fashioned people-based community. We'll build alternative options where everyone's welcome, where we can share our skills and resources, and where we can bring together people without judgment and we can support one another.
I never thought that we would ever see this actually in my lifetime. But here we are with businesses saying, no, you can't go in here unless you've had a double vax. So anyway, we've approached some businesses with some ideas, and I just want to share this because this is a collective that will continue. So this here is something that you will see in windows in our local businesses. Now, if there's anyone in the crowd who is a local business that I haven't had a chance to approach, or none of our team have had a chance to approach, and you'd like to support this movement, please come up because we've got lots of them up there. And this shows that we will not discriminate. I'm just going to read it to you. It says, welcome all, no discrimination. All you need is a good attitude. Pretty straightforward, right? Okay, and then we've got another one with a bit more information because some people just want it very brief, so we've got options for all. The top part and the love heart's the same. Welcome all, no discrimination. All you need is a good attitude. All customers who wish to patronise are welcome here. It is your responsibility to check in, and by entering, we assume that you've done so. If you don't wear a mask, it will be implied that you have a medical certificate. We've abided by our government COVID regulations, so our job is done. Thank you for shopping with us. Okay, so hopefully you'll be able to attend your normal Christmas shopping and doing your normal things, your day-to-day activities, and not feel that horrible anxiety of are they going to come up me and you know have a go or ask me for this. We know what you're feeling in this crowd. We understand. We feel you. We're with you. Do not feel alone. And I've just noticed the police over there. I'd just like to take a moment to thank the police for being here too, guys. You know, without their support, we wouldn't be able to do this. So I really appreciate. We have to recognise these people are part of this. They're part of us. We love them. We understand they have a job to do, but we need to have some compassion in the space as well.
Okay, the key point I want to make is, and it's been made by a few people, you're not alone. And I just want to give you some examples. Since I resigned from the board on Thursday, Wednesday, whenever it was, I've had lots of emails, lots of social media. I'll tell you a couple of these are real people that have contacted me. Someone from the Premier's own department has contacted me in a similar situation to us, in the Premier's own department, okay? Someone from senior person at Adelaide Oval Management has contacted me, waiting to have to quit their job. A lot of people have reached out to me. I've had a very high-profile AFL player reach out to me, and there's others. I've had an absolute legend of the game coach, ex-coach, who's reached out to me in the last 10 hours. So there's lots of people out there who are influential who are coming forward to me and will be coming forward in the next few weeks. We have 4 absolute legends of the Adelaide Football Club who are behind me. They'll be coming out in the next few weeks. Football is great and always will be, and don't ever lose sight of that. Right? This is what pins us together, and this is why we're here as a community. So just remember that. It's always going to be great. Don't let people take that away from us. What is football about? It's about the fact that you own the game. We own the game, okay? It's not owned by the people up there who think they own it. We own the game. We pay for their incomes, okay? We pay through taxes. We pay through money over the bar. We pay through our memberships and our subscriptions. And they're acutely aware of that, so don't forget that. That's where our power lies. Strength in numbers band together. That's been a common message today, I think. The other point I really want to make is about courage and being brave. We're all courageous and being brave in not taking the vaccination. But I've had people reach out to me and telling me their situations. People that their partner, husband or wife, their partner, has had to take the vaccination and didn't want to. That's brave to support the children and pay their mortgage. That is brave and courageous. So it comes in many forms. In football, it comes in many forms. Rory Sloane puts his head over the football. That's courageous. Matthew Dix has to drop a player he loves because the team is not good for the team that week. That is brave. Right, so just remember that courage and braveness comes in many shapes and forms. So I just want that to be a key point that you take away. Some of the people that have reached out to me, I've had a radio announcer who's been, who I've did my only radio interview with. He's brave. He's trying to make a difference, keep his job. He's got a son that plays on the Crows list. And he's got 2 people in his life that have been affected negatively by vaccines. He is brave, and I see that, and I want you to see that in people. I've had the president of a bowling club who has retired from work. His bowling club is his whole life. He's the president, he plays, and he now has to walk away from his bowling club. That is brave. That is courageous. What football is about is the values that we expect in the football fraternity. Courage, respect and empathy. They want us to be divided, don't be. Respect others, reach out to people, show grace to people, and we all have one thing in common, and that is humanity. The game will be better if we aren't divided, and we can together win this game. Look, thanks a lot. Keep standing, and just remember, you're not alone. Thank you.
Stuart Lindsay is a former Supreme Court judge and he's now retired. So he has worked in the federal circuit and state circuit and is very familiar with what the legal system is. This judicial review is extremely important. It's basically, he's got a whole bunch of documents coming on his desk today, or not today, it was the other day, I think he was getting all the documents that would have been presented in front of Nicola and the SA Police Commissioner, so he'll be seeing all of that and how they put us into a state of emergency and all of that information. He also has some support from, does anyone know Nikolai Petrovsky? So Nikolai is quite a bit more educated, I guess, than Nicola Spurrier. So it's going to be an interesting case. He's quite confident quietly that we'll do quite well with it. So what it means, this case, if we win, is that every person that's lost their job will get it back, or they'll be remunerated. So it's huge.
I won't have to.
So have you got heaps of those we can give out?
No, I just got the one. I did it this morning.
Oh, well, where can we get a photo?
They were going to do it today.
Right,
Someone here. Actually, I'll look at my phone in a minute.
Yeah. And the front as well.
Yeah, that's a ripper.
So it's really an initiative.
Freedom Rally.
I came upon a prison ship, bowed down by iron chains. I fought the land, endured the lash, and waited for the rains. I'm a settler, I'm a farmer's wife on a dry and barren run. A convict, then a freeman, I became Australian. We are one, but we are many, and from all the lands on earth we come. We share a dream and sing with one voice. I am, you are, we are Australian.